hearings on appeals against returning officers' decisions regarding acceptance and rejection of nomination papers for 13 Jatiya সংসদ elections that Election Commission conclude. Formal election campaign to begin on January 22nd. Voters excited to have opportunity to express their opinions after a long time. No concern regarding parliamentary elections and referendum. Votes to be held at scheduled time, says Information and Broadcasting Advisor. Upcoming 13th National Parliamentary Elections to be most impartial in history. Police to act with professionalism, hopes Home Advisor. Arrest warrants issued against 28 people including Taposh and Nanok, accused in case of crimes against humanity for killings of Farhan and Shoykot in Mohammadpur during July mass uprising. Next hearing on January 29th. Verdict in plot scam case against 18 people including Sheikh Hasina, Tulip Siddiq and Radwan Siddiq to be announced on February 2nd. BNP Chairman Tariq Rahman exchanges views with martyred families and injured in July mass uprising. Just like freedom fighters of 71, July fighters also played a role in defending sovereignty, says Tariq Rahman. US President Donald Trump announces tariffs on product of 8 European countries opposing his plan to take over Greenland would come into effect from February 1st. And in Nepal, Bangladesh beat United States by 21 runs in T20 Women's World Cup qualifiers. Assalamu alaikum. I'm Musrat Nazib welcoming you to News at 10. You have just heard the headlines. Now we move on to the news in details. The appeal hearings against returning officers' decisions over nomination papers for 13 Jatiya সংসদ elections at Election Commission concluded this evening. The hearings began at 10 a.m. at the auditorium of Nirbachan Bhavan at Agargaon in the capital. The full commission, chaired by Chief Election Commissioner A.M.M. Nasiruddin, conducted the hearings. A total of 645 appeals were filed with Election Commission against returning officers' decisions of acceptance and rejection of nomination papers for 13th Jatiya সংসদ elections. Chief Advisor Professor Muhammad Yunus has sought cooperation from all political parties to hold the forthcoming national polls and the referendum successfully, saying the elections must be held on February 12th. This time, both the election and the referendum must be held successfully. No matter who says what, the elections will be held on February 12th. This election will not be manipulated one, he said. Professor Yunus made the remarks at a meeting with a 4-member delegation of Bangladesh Jamaat Islami led by its Amir Dr. Shafiqur Rahman at the State Guest House Jamuna this evening. The delegation members also included Jamaat's Naibi Amir Syed Abdullah Muhammad Tahir, Secretary General Mia Ghulam Parwar and Assistant Secretary General Maulana Rafiqul Islam Khan. Planning Advisor Wahiuddin Mahmood, Industries Advisor Adilur Rahman Khan and Road Transport and Bridges Advisor Muhammad Fawzul Kabir Khan were present at the meeting. During the meeting, various election-related issues were discussed. Jamaat leaders informed the Chief Advisor that the election campaign will start in full swing from January 22nd. They also said that Jamaat Islami has already started campaigning in the favor of yes vote in the referendum and that from January 22nd both campaigns will continue simultaneously. Jamaat leaders drew Professor Yunus's attention to several election-related issues. Responding to the Jamaat leaders, the Chief Advisor said, "We must hold a good election at any cost. Please inform us of any urgent information, complaints or opinions related to the election." Informing that polling centers will be brought under CCTV coverage very soon, Professor Yunus said that most centers will have CCTV cameras which will be installed within January. Officials assigned to centers considered at risk will be equipped with body-worn cameras, he said, adding that all footage will be monitored from a control room and will be recorded so that immediate action can be taken in case of an untoward incident. Professor Yunus said that steps will be taken to ensure effective mechanisms involving representatives of all political parties and relevant stakeholders to resolve disputes arising at the local level during the election period. In addition, he said a hotline number will be launched for the election through which all types of complaints will be received. Professor Yunus called upon everyone to remain united, regardless of victory or defeat in the election, to ensure a successful election and to work for the country. Syed Abdullah Muhammad Tahir, Naibi Amir of Jamaat Islami, today alleged that the government is placing excessive emphasis on the security and protocol of the chief of a political party. He shared this grievance with a group of journalists after Jamaat delegation called on the chief advisor at Jamuna this evening. Tahir stated that the chief of a political party is provided security, protection and protocol. They have no issues with that, he said, but Jamaat Amir Dr. Shafiqur Rahman needs to be treated in the same manner. He said Jamaat raised two issues with the chief advisor, dual citizenship and matters related to loan defaulters. They have seen the election commission behave differently on the same issue in some places. The Naibi Amir said, adding, pressure is being expected on the EC from one party, but without succumbing to any pressure, the same rules must apply to all parties. The current government is not one of the conventional tradition but is committed to fulfilling the promises made on the blood of July's martyrs. This administration is pledged to meet the expectations arising from the people's overwhelming mandate. It is on the basis of fulfilling public expectations that the government is campaigning for yes votes in the upcoming referendum. Information and Broadcasting Advisor Syed Rizwana Hassan said this while briefing journalists at the Rangpur Shilpakala Academy this evening. Response to another question, the advisor said the public, the government, the election commission, law enforcement agencies and all stakeholders are ready for the election process. Later, the district administration organized an opinion-sharing meeting at the Shilpakala Academy auditorium to disseminate referendum-related messages and encourage voters to take part in the referendum. The Information and Broadcasting Advisor took part in the opinion-sharing meetings as the chief guest. She said that while the interim government is campaigning in favor of implementing democracy through a public mandate, it is not forcing anyone to take part in the referendum. She said the government is only making people aware of how a developed and smart Bangladesh can be built through the power of yes vote. Deputy Commissioner Muhammad Enamul Ahsan chaired the meeting. Among others, Divisional Commissioner Muhammad Shahidul Islam, Rangpur Range Deputy Inspector General DIG of Police Aminul Islam, Metropolitan Police Commissioner Muhammad Majid Ali and Director of the Divisional Information Office Dr. Muhammad Mufakkarul Iqbal spoke on the occasion. The speakers expressed optimism and a firm belief in the people's solidarity. They drew a historical analogy saying, just as people from all walks of life were united to drive out fascist forces in times of mass oppression, the common people of the country will also be united in favor of democratic change. Information and Broadcasting Advisor Syed Rizwana Hassan said that people across the country are eager to cast their votes, adding that there is no concern regarding the parliamentary election and the referendum and the voting will be held within the scheduled time. She made these remarks today at an exchange meeting organized at the Nilphamari District Shilpakala Academy with the aim of promoting the referendum and motivating voters. The advisor said that the reforms are necessary to ensure accountable administration and leadership as well as an independent judiciary and electoral system. To change the situation where the ruling group is unaccountable and to build a discrimination-free Bangladesh, she called on everyone to vote yes in the referendum. The meeting was chaired by Nilphamari District Commissioner Muhammad Naruzzaman and among others, Director of the Local Government Division Muhammad Abu Jafar and relevant officials were present. Earlier, as part of the campaign to raise public awareness about the referendum, the Information and Broadcasting Advisor joined a colorful rally. The rally started from the District Commissioner's office, paraded through important areas of the city, and ended at the District Shilpakala Academy. Local dignitaries and people from various professions participated in the rally. Campaign will be carried out in all university, college and madrasas of the country to inspire the students to cast yes vote in the upcoming referendum. As part of the campaign, leaflets and brochures titled Yes will be distributed among the students to promote change, and documentary, video clips and songs based on popular voting will be released on mobile phone and university social media platforms. Banners, festoons and stickers will also be displayed in university and colleges. The decision came at a meeting with Secondary and Higher Secondary Department, Technical and Madrasa Education Department of the Education Ministry and National University and University Grants Commission (UGC) at the UGC this afternoon. Speaking at the meeting, Chief Advisor Special Assistant Dr. Ali Riyaz said that this year's referendum will reflect the aspiration of a real democratic system through state reform by breaking fascist state structure. Chief Advisor Special Assistant Monir Haider, UGC Chairman SMA Fayaz, Secretary, Department of Secondary and Higher Education Department Rehana Parveen, Secretary of Technical and Madrasa Education Department Muhammad Rafiqul Islam and National University Vice Chancellor Professor Dr. A.S.M. Amanullah were present. Home Affairs Advisor Lieutenant General Retired Muhammad Jahangir Alam Chaudhry has said the police are not protectors of any political party, as their state employees funded by taxpayers' money. He emphasized that the primary responsibility of the police force is to serve the people and uphold the rule of law. The Home Affairs Advisor made the remarks while addressing the passing out ceremony of the 41st BCS Probationary Assistant Superintendents of Police at the Bangladesh Police Academy at Sharda in Rajshahi this morning. Referring to election time responsibilities, he said peace cannot be ensured solely through the use of force without gaining public trust. He said the police force is fully prepared to ensure that the upcoming national parliamentary election is held in a free, fair and neutral manner. About 1 lakh police personnel have been given special training to ensure security during the election, he added. The advisor instructed police officers to maintain strict neutrality while performing election duties and not to accept any unethical benefits or hospitality. If any disorder arises at polling centers, it must be dealt with firmly in accordance with the advice of the returning officer, he said. Mentioning that various pressures and criticisms may arise in professional life, Jahangir Alam said honesty and patriotism can help overcome any obstacle in carrying out duties. He called for building a humane, courageous and proud police force free from corruption and bias, upholding the sacrifices of the people and the expectations of future generations. The Home Affairs Advisor also distributed trophies among the best cadets in different disciplines. This year, ASP Muhammad Sajjad Hussain was awarded Best Probationer, Mehdi Arif Best Academic, Shajib Hussain Best in Field Activities, Musliuddin Ahmed Best in Horsemanship and Salman Faruqi Best Shooter following rigorous training that began on February 15 last year. Inspector General of Police Baharul Alam, Senior Secretary to the Home Ministry Nasimul Ghani, BPA Principal Tawfiq Mahabub Chaudhry, Deputy Inspector General of Police Dr. Muhammad Shah Jahan and Rajshahi Metropolitan Police Commissioner Dr. Zillur Rahman were present on the occasion, among others. At the passing out ceremony, 87 ASPs from the 41st BCS, 1 from the 28th BCS, 3 from the 35th BCS, 1 from the 36th BCS, 2 from the 37th BCS and 2 from the 40th BCS took part. The chief guest witnessed their parade and received their salute. In connection with the killing of 9 people, including students Farhan Fayaz and Mahmudur Rahman Shoykot, during the July mass uprising in Mohammadpur in the capital, the International Crimes Tribunal 1 has taken cognizance of charges against 28 people, including Sheikh Fazlenur Taposh and Jahangir Kobir Nanok. At the same time, the tribunal has issued arrest warrants against 24 absconding accused and directed law enforcement agencies to produce them before the tribunal by January 29th. Tribunal 1, headed by Justice Ghulam Murtoza Mujumdar, passed the order today. The remaining 4 accused in this case are currently under arrest in separate cases. Later, Chief Prosecutor Muhammad Tajul Islam briefed journalists saying that the prosecution has brought 3 charges against the 28 accused. Meanwhile, Tribunal 1 has directed that the investigation report in the enforced disappearance case against ousted Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina, former Home Minister Asaduzaman Khan Kamal, former Army officer Ziaul Ahsan and other accused be completed and submitted by March 25th. On the other hand, at Tribunal 2, defense witness testimony was recorded in the case involving the killing of 7 people, including the burning of 6 bodies in Ashulia of Savar. Later, in the same tribunal, a hearing was held on framing formal charges against 7 people, including Awami League General Secretary Ubaidul Qadir in a crimes against humanity case against the banned Awami League. A Dhaka court today set February 2nd for pronouncing judgment in a case against 18 people, including ousted Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina, her nephew Radwan Mujib Siddiq and his sister Tulip Siddiq, over irregularities in the allocation of a 10-kata plot under the Rajuk New Town project. Judge Robiul Alam of Dhaka Special Judge Court 4 said the date after the prosecution and defense concluded their arguments in the case today. The anti-graft body filed the case on January 13 in 2025 against 16 individuals for allegedly abusing their power and committing irregularities in obtaining the allocation of a 10-kata plot. Following the investigation, the ACC submitted a charge sheet against 18 accused on March 10 in 2025. On July 31st in 2025, Dhaka Special Judge Court 4 framed charges in the case and ordered the formal commencement of the trial. BNP Chairman Tariq Rahman said his party will assist the families affected by the July uprising if the party come to power in next election. To support the families of July movement, BNP will open a separate department under the Ministry of Liberation War Affairs. Tariq Rahman said this while addressing an exchange of views meeting with family members of those killed and injured during the July uprising at the KIB auditorium at Khamarbari in the capital today. Dr. Zubaida Rahman, wife of Tariq Rahman, also attended the program. The BNP chairman noted that the BNP government under Begum Khalida Zia established the Ministry of Liberation War Affairs to honor and uphold the dignity of the valiant freedom fighters of 1971. Inshallah, if the BNP can form government, a separate department will be created under this ministry to provide healthcare services and rehabilitation of the families of the martyrs and injured July fighters. July warriors are also considered as freedom fighters, he said. Tariq Rahman said, in 1971, the freedom fighters sacrificed their lives to achieve the independence, exactly in the same way the warriors of July uprising fought to protect the independence and sovereignty of the country. He said the way the people were killed in the July uprising, in one word, we can call it simply genocide. Highlighting the courageous role of the July warriors, the BNP chairman said, due to courageous role of those who were martyred and injured in the July mass uprising, the fascist clique was forced to not only leave state power but also flee the country. Yet even a 6-year-old child like Ria Gopi was not spared from the fascist genocide that day. BNP chairman further said July uprising is not of any individual party or group. Everyone must remain vigilant to protect the movement from any party interests. Highlighting the need to ensure political and economic freedom of every citizen, Tariq Rahman said, the pain of the family members, July victims, cannot be recovered by anything. However, they can try to provide compensation to those injured in the mass uprising and ensure their highest level of treatment through state initiatives. Stating that the upcoming national election is extremely important for establishing a safe, democratic Bangladesh, the BNP chairman said the objective of July warriors was to build a self-reliant and democratic Bangladesh. In the meeting, Tariq Rahman listened attentively to the sufferings of the family members of the martyrs and injured of the July movement. At one point, he also became emotional and the venue filled with yells and wails of the families of the martyred warriors. The BNP chairman prayed for the departed souls of the martyrs of the July uprising and for the speedy recovery of the injured. BNP Standing Committee member Nazrul Islam Khan presided over the event and Assistant Officer Secretary Abdul Saddar Patwari conducted the event. BNP Senior Joint Secretary General Ruhul Kabir Rizvi, Amra BNP Poribar Convener Atikur Rahman Rumon, along with family members of martyrs and injured persons participated in the evening. Swiss ambassador to Bangladesh, Reto Regli, paid a courtesy call on BNP chairman Tariq Rahman today. The meeting was held at the BNP chairman's political office in Gulshan this evening. During the meeting, they discussed ways to further strengthen bilateral relations between Bangladesh and Switzerland. BNP Joint Secretary General and member of the BNP Chairperson's Foreign Affairs Advisory Committee, Humayun Kabir, was present during the meeting. Earlier, Brazilian ambassador to Bangladesh, Paulo Fernando Dias Ferreira, paid a courtesy call on BNP chairman Tariq Rahman. During the meeting, they discussed ways to further strengthen bilateral relations between Bangladesh and Brazil. Public expectations are high centering the national parliamentary election and the referendum, two crucial processes in the country's democratic transition. At the grassroots level, people have voiced their demands, concerns and hopes for the future. Common people believe that democracy is strengthened through free, fair and credible elections. They expect a safe environment at polling centers. Such views were expressed by voters during visits to different areas of Dhaka 9 constituency. At the same time, people want their elected representatives to play an effective role in ensuring public safety, economic stability and employment creation. For ordinary citizens, voting is not only about stamping a ballot paper, it represents a right, a responsibility and a tool to shape the future. As a result, the parliamentary election and the referendum have generated not only expectations but also many questions. Many believe that ensuring direct public participation in major national decisions through a referendum would further strengthen democracy. The younger generation in particular sees the process as an effective means of expressing opinions. However, alongside these expectations, there are also concerns. Ordinary people are worried about election-related violence, undue influence, misinformation and rumors. They are calling for a neutral role by the administration and an effective presence of law enforcement agencies. The ambassador of the People's Republic of China to Bangladesh, Yao Wen, paid a courtesy call on the National Security Advisor Dr. Khalilur Rahman at the Chief Advisor's office today. The meeting was held in a cordial and constructive atmosphere. Both sides exchanged views on issues of mutual interest, reaffirming the long-standing friendship and development cooperation between Bangladesh and China. Discussions included the Tista River Comprehensive Management and Restoration Project and the proposed Bangladesh-China Friendship Hospital. In this context, the Chinese ambassador informed that he would visit the Tista project area, reiterated China's commitment to completing the ongoing technical assessment expeditiously. The ambassador also reaffirmed his government's continued support for Bangladesh's ongoing democratic transition and conveyed best wishes for the successful conduct of the forthcoming national elections. Both sides expressed satisfaction with the positive momentum in bilateral relations and reiterated their shared commitment to further strengthening cooperation for mutual benefit. A discussion meeting titled Entrepreneurship Development in Netherlands and Opportunity of Higher Education was held at Brack University in the capital today. Netherlands Ambassador to Bangladesh Joris van Bommel attended as the chief guest at the program. The Dutch head of mission said that inclusion of private sector is very important for the entrepreneurs. In this regard, he mentioned the Netherlands Embassy is currently providing Orange Corner initiative for the entrepreneurs of Bangladesh. Besides highlighting the importance of water and agriculture sectors, the envoy opined that both Bangladesh and Netherlands can work together through innovative initiative. BRAC University Vice-Chancellor Professor Dr. Syed Farhad Anwar presided over the program. General Secretary of Netherlands Alumni Association NAB Anurul Alum were present. NAB members as well as BRAC University teachers and students were also present. Representatives of various government and non-government agencies also attended the program. Now international news.